Welcome everybody to another episode of Gary Responds. Y'all wrote stuff with ideas in your head, and I'm gonna transpire my ideas back to you right now. Here you go. Questley1 says, that Bang energy drink commercial, Swole Bro, has I used to skate Steez on his ollie. He does look like when he was the skinny dude, he was skating all the time, and he was getting good, and somebody bullied him for it, and that was the result. He ended up big as hell. That's exactly what happens to those like muscle-bound homies that used to skate, because he didn't look like he learned apocalyptic buff? There we go. He looked like he had pre-apocalyptic buff ollie skateboarding Steez, and he was 6 foot, skinny, no girls talk to him, or guys, whatever, nothing. So he's now doing his shit, and Bang just sucks. That whole team staff has like the wrong ideas of what a teenager and a young person is. Their entire thing is horrible, and they pay people to like sip that drink and just look like a fucking fool and drink sugar at a really bad rate. Eastside Donkey says, man, how'd you not even touch on Jack O'Grady from that Sodi trip? That kid went wild. When I said that was like the most go for broker group, I talked about everybody, but it was Milton's trip anyway, so Jack was just getting off, but Milton broke the glass, okay? Milton broke the glass. He's the man, he's the idea, he's who we're talking about, he's who kicked with the car wash. But Jack O'Grady is pale and beastie, don't get me wrong. It just wasn't his time. Jake Black says, Gary the simp. Simp and proud. I am a simp and I am proud, I guess. I don't fucking know why niggas say that, but that's funny. I remember I seen a lot of that when I was talking about like girl skaters and shit. I have a sister. I grew up around all women, so like I don't know what it is about this like bully girls narrative or not respect them narrative. I don't get that shit. And anybody that does is looked at as like less than a man. And even if you are kidding, I've seen that be in society a lot, and that's the one thing that needs to change. Now, do I believe all these other things? Like, nah, some people need to chill. We get it, you guys want to be equal and shit, and you guys are equal as human beings, 110%. But you gotta put that work in to be respected as such, as far as like all fields. But I ain't no simp, eh? Keelan Davidson says, Gary, all of Atlanta's skate scene goes beast and everyone has style and is just too good at it. Grant Taylor, I believe, is from Atlanta. That's true as fuck. Georgia, period. You guys must got it, because he's got style, this kid's got style, there's some other kid out there with hella style, so maybe that's a true fact, Mr. Davidson, and I'm not gonna sit there and knock it. Jonah Lancaster says, love you, Gary, let's see a Texas plant on the mini, shout out Texas skateboarding. Oh, shout out Texas, so I gotta do something for Texas. Shout out Texas and Texas, got you. For Texas! Hunter Burkhalter says, what's your opinion on Dylan Rieder's skating or just his Gravis part, and RIP Dylan Rieder? Dylan Rieder's Gravis part, 10 out of 10, skate footage. Dylan Rieder himself, whether he was here today or not, amazing skateboarder. I just remember when Gravis first came out, all skaters was ripping that shit in half. Everybody, including me, we were like, what the fuck are they doing? When they came out Gravis, I feel like every skateboarder can remember when Gravis dropped, everybody was like, what is this? And then you just couldn't knock that there was this dude skating high ass shit hella fast with like this crazy style. That was like his comeback. Like from being like a kid, like Dylan came back as like an older skateboarder and put out this long just like part. Yeah, bro, but him as a skateboarder was a complete his own idea, you know? There would never be another type shit. People want to duplicate that as bad as possible, but they can't. Dylan is one of one, and I'm so glad he chose skateboarding as his path and presented what he presented to us. And I think about that shit deeply. Like I have a Dylan board hanging on my wall because it's just something about those people that everybody became a fan of. When he first started doing this like shit with his fashion shit, you were like, I don't know. You know, as years went on, you start being like, yo, this guy's kind of tight. But when you were there to be like, I fuck with that in the beginning, it feels better to like know that you're just like, okay, everybody kind of doesn't like this because they don't understand it. They didn't give it a chance. Like that nigga was always sick. Always just really beast, so. James Cook says, Kia ora, Gary, longtime fan of the show, big ups from New Zealand. You have a lot of fans here. Shout out New Zealand, man. Do a saucy frontside 5-0 revert into tail stall revert? So front side tail. Oh, you just mean 5-0 tail revert. Okay, because you're in New Zealand and you guys just expand everything like the English language, but even worse. All right, cool, I got you. Front 5-0 tail revert. I'll do it. And Julian CP tries to piss me off by saying, you mean that gap front overcrook, you bastard! Only a front nose grind, all right? There's no such thing as a front overcrook. You know who I even had an argument with this about? Mark Suchu himself. Me and Mark got into it. Still love him. He's just wrong. You're right about everything else in the world, except that. Sorry, Mark. So this wraps up another episode of Gary Responds. You see this ramp, you see this park, keep commenting them tricks. I got 2 links full of clips and stuff and things that you might enjoy. Ladies and boys. Why does nobody say that? Sounds crazy. Ladies and boys. Huh. Fuck it. Whatever. You heard me. 2 links.